Hi there, I'm Amy Baker with Body Logic Pilates. Thanks so much for joining me. This is a Pilates and Slings based workout. Slings as in Slings myofascial training, created by my mentor, Karin Gertner, with the Art of Motion Academy in Switzerland. Contact information for that organization is in the description of the class. For this class, you're going to need a couple of props. First, a light set of hand weights that you can set aside. We're not going to use them yet. A hand towel, so a smaller towel, as well as a beach towel or a larger towel. And let's get the towel set up. So with your larger towel, fold it in half lengthwise, and then fold it in half again, so that you can roll it to use as a lift for either your heels or your toes. I don't think roll it all the way, roll it maybe 2/3 of the way. And then set it so that you can manage having your heels up on top of it, and it's essentially creating a downward sort of a incline. Heels up on top, toes down, like you're going downhill. And then with the hand towel, we want to fold it a few times as well, so that it's a thick enough pad to be able to put it between your thighs, close towards the knees. And then here, standing, I'll take off my shirt so you can see my pelvic orientation. So if your pelvis is a bowl, you're going to lift the front of the bowl. I like to put hands at the back of the pelvis and the back of the pelvis down, and use your abs to lift your pubic bone up, and even lift your chest, heart, throat, chin. From there, coming upright, you're going to squeeze that towel, that's inner thighs, pelvic floor, deep abdominal muscles. Keep the squeeze on the towel as you head down to do a toe touch. Those of you that are stiffer, if you can't quite make it to the floor, squeeze the towel a bit more, and then bend your knees just as much as you need to be able to make it down there. And then we repeat it. So back of the pelvis drops, front lifts, so your front body lifts up, up, up. Come back to upright. Again, squeeze the towel. Head over and forward, and do another forward fold. Again, if you can't make it, squeeze the towel again, and then bend your knees so that you can touch the floor. Let's do that 2 more times in this orientation. The back of the pelvis drops, the front lifts, and then upright. Again, squeeze on the towel as you head over and down towards the floor. One more time. Coming on up, back of the pelvis drops, the front lifts, and then again, squeeze on the towel. That's going to get your core body, the deep front line, in anatomy trains terms. That's your inner thighs, that's the pelvic floor, as well as the deep abdominal muscles as you head over and down, and then upright. The second variation, you're going to step down, so instead of heading downhill, you're flat foot, so you're not on the towel. And let's do 4 more. So the back of the pelvis drops, the front lifts, lift up through your front, and then heading upright, squeeze on the towel as you head over and down. Keep that squeeze, especially as you work your way down towards the bottom. And back up. Woo! It's a little bouncy. And again, the back of the pelvis drops, front lifts, and then head upright. And again, squeeze on the towel as you head over and down, especially towards the bottom. Squeeze on the towel, so that hopefully some stability is coming from that core line, and you're going to free up your hamstrings and your superficial back line to be able to lengthen. Squeeze on the towel, and as you head over and down, inner thighs, pelvic floor, abdominals take over to help open calves, hamstrings, tissue at the back of the pelvis, and your spinal musculature. And up one more time, back of the pelvis drops, front lifts, and then upright. Again, squeeze on the towel, stabilize from your core line to help open up the back of your body to go into the stretch. and upright. The final one, you're going to go uphill. So let's pivot the towel, put your toes up on top. Again, feet are still close together. Put the hand towel between your knees, and let's do it 4 more times. The back of the pelvis drops, front lifts, so your front body lifts up, and then head upright. Again, squeeze on the towel, start to head over and down into that forward fold, continuing to embrace that hand towel, especially there at the bottom. And upright. Again, the back of the pelvis drops, the front lifts, and upright. Again, squeeze on the towel as you head over and down to forward fold and touch your toes. 2 more times. Back of the pelvis drops, front lifts, front body lifts up, and then the opposite. Squeeze on the towel as you head over and down towards the floor. 1 more time. Up, back of the pelvis drops, front lifts, and upright, and then the opposite. Squeeze on the towel, get inner thighs, pelvic floor, deep abdominals as you head over and down. Good. From here, we'll set aside the hand towel for now and go back into the orientation where that bigger towel is underneath your heels. And now instead of your feet touching, have your feet wider, maybe about as wide as your hips. Another reference for that would be as wide as your ears. And then we're going to do a small squat motion. Remember, we want to keep the ribs and the pelvis centered on each other, not arching away from each other, but centering on each other. It's particularly going to require some connection through the front abdominal muscles linked to that. And keep that centering even as you squat and float your arms above head. And then you can come upright. Let's do that 5 times. Sit down into the squat, ribs centered under the pelvis, over the pelvis, pelvis centered underneath the ribs. And up, try to keep your heels on the towel as you send your arms up and down. 2 more times. Up and down. 1 more. Up and down. Now we're going to add to it. Start the same way. Do that little squat, arms raised above head. But from here, you're going to hinge forward. Your torso heads forward, your arms reach back by your sides. And then again, come upright. Continue to consider, what is it? A centered pelvis and rib cage, especially as you head forward into this hinge. It'd be easy to let your back take over. Keep the abdominal support. Squat, and then head forward. Front of the ribs and front of the pelvis are connecting. The opposite of that would be separating. 4, head forward. Keep the connection through the front. That way your low back is staying lengthened. 1 more time. And forward. If it's well with your knees, we're going to go into a deeper squat, but only go as low as you're pain-free. And then as you head back up, go back into that forward fold, arms by the sides. Sinking down. And then as you head up, the forward hinge, hands by your sides. How you doing with the centered ribs and pelvis? 3, and forward. Make sure there's enough abdominal support to keep your low back lengthened. 4, and forward. Support through the front to keep the low back lengthened. 1 more time. 5, and forward. And then from here, sink down into the squat. Hands can come down to the floor. Let's get rid of that beach towel for now. And we'll straighten the legs and do 5 forward fold plus leg stretch. So the legs are straight and bent. Here's the stretch through the calves, hamstrings, probably around the back of the pelvis, even the low back. And then bend. Keep the heels on the ground, but that's less of a stretch. And then amplify the stretch, more of a stretch, and then less of a stretch. 2 more times. And bend. And then 1 more time. And bend. going to walk out into an inverted V or a downward facing dog. Same rules apply here. Do what you need to keep your ribs and your pelvis centered on each other. The fundamental plank today is going to be 3 knee bounces. So bounce your knees, 1, 2, 3, and then just slowly stretch the legs to straight. And again, 2, 2, 3, and then slowly stretch the legs to straight. 3, 2, 3, and up. Let's do 8 of them. 4, 2, 3, slow stretch to straight. And 5, 2, 3, and then slow stretch to straight. And 6. And just checking in how much or little abdominal activation do you require to keep a lengthened low back. 7, 2, 3, and up. One more time. 8, 2, 3, and up. And then from here, let's just gradually lower the knees towards the floor. And then we'll grab both of the towels. So we'll take the rolled up towel and put it at the front of the ankles so that you're kneeling on it and it's at the ankles and not your knees, at your ankles. And then the second towel, grab the hand towel, and I'll give you the back view. It's like a tricep sort of a motion. So how about you have right hand high and then left hand low, grasping onto the towel, and the motion's going to be a pulling on the towel. I'm going to come back to give you the forward view, but pulling on the towel is what we're going to do. From here, let's lift high, so your hips are high. Do a pull on the towel with your hips high. Sit down about 1/3 of the way, do another pull on the towel. Sit down a little bit lower, do another pull on the towel. And then rise back up, check your wrists, make sure they're straight, and do another pull. That means the back of your wrist, like where your watch face is, you don't want any wrinkles in it. So 2, a little lower, 3, and up. 3 more, high, a little lower, pull, a little lower, pull, and up. 2 more times, high, a little lower, pull, a little lower, pull, and up. 1 more time like so. High, do a pull, go a little lower, do a pull. Probably you're feeling it in your right tricep, a little lower, do a pull, and then come up. Switch, so your left hand holds the top of the towel, right hand's going to come and grab the bottom of the towel, and let's do another 5. You got this. So with high hips, pull on the towel, check your wrists. It's easy to break the wrist here. Try to keep them straight. Go a little bit lower, do another pull. It's where your watch face is. You don't want any wrinkles. Do another pull. Head back up. Do it again. 1, if you can straighten your wrists, it'll get more movement, more effort higher up in your arms and in your shoulders. A little lower, pull. 3 more times up high. Do pull, a little lower, pull, a little lower, pull. You got it. 2 more times up high. Pull, a little lower, pull, a little lower, pull, and up. 1 more time. High, pull, a little lower, pull, a little lower, pull. From here, we're going to set the towel, both towels aside momentarily. And then let's pivot so that we do an exercise called roll up. So think of wearing a pair of jeans. Pretend you've got some back pockets on your jeans that you're going to roll over. So tip your pelvis back, start to roll over the back pocket of your jeans to get your pelvis close to the ground. And then you're going to play around with your tipping point. We want to lay your low back down into the ground. In order to do that, float your feet up. So the feet float up in order to lay your low back down onto the ground. Take a rest here at the bottom. And then the opposite, curl up. Think of a circle, your head towards your knees. And then press your legs into your hands so that you can come up. Hopefully With control, head towards the knees and up. If you're a stiffer person, you might have to rock a few times to get all the way up, but it'll get better as you get warmed up, and practice makes perfect. So work with what you can do. Roll back again, the back of the pelvis. And then from here, to get your low back on the ground, it's the tipping point. The feet lift to get your low back towards the ground. Lay down, again, hopefully with control. And then curl forward. Think of a circle, head towards the knees. Press the legs into the hands. Might take you a rock or two to get up. Round forward. And then you can stack up. Let's do that 3 more times. So roll over the back pocket of the jeans. So the back of the pelvis tips to the ground. Low back aims for the ground. Achieve that by floating your feet up. And then you can rest down. And then from here, curl in, head towards the knees. Press your legs into your hands as you over forward. And up. Let's do it 2 more times. Rolling back, the back of the pelvis towards the ground. And then to get your low back, the feet float to tip you so that your low back arrives down. And then you can lay back. And then from here, curl forward. Press the legs into the hands to head up, 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 forward, and then stack up. 1 more time. Rolling back, back of the pelvis towards the ground, and then continue low back, heads down. You achieve that by floating the feet, and then down. And then from here, curl forward, head towards the knees, a really rounded spine. Press your legs into your hands. If you can't get up there on the first try, do a few rocks so that you do. And then you can come upright. Excellent. From here, get your 2 towels, actually the big towel first. Replace it so it's again under the fronts of your ankles. I'm going to give you the side view on this one. Let's do a sit back curl up. So sit up into high kneeling. Take your hands, I think it's helpful to put them at the back of the pelvis. It could be both hands at the back or one hand at the front, one hand at the back. Bow forward as you sit back about halfway. And then to curl up, you're going to back of the pelvis drops, get a sequential movement through the spine, particularly the low spine, and head up. Do it again, sit back, and then the back of the pelvis drops, the front lifts, so it's a lengthening through the back and engagement through the abdominals. Simultaneously, you're working through your quads to help you come upright. 3 more, sit back, curl up, and up, up, up. 2 more times, sit back, and then curl up. Back of the pelvis drops as you curl up, up, up. 1 more time, sit back, curl up, get that sequential movement. The back of the pelvis drops and then wave through your spine to arrive up. From here, let's grab the hand towel again. So you keep your big towel at the front of your ankles. Grab onto the hand towel. And these are called halos. This again is a really, the challenge of this is keeping the ribs and the pelvis connected in the front. So we'll reach arms above head. Have the arms in front of your body and do a pull on the towel. Head over towards the left, do a pull on the towel. Now's the moment. Keep the ribs and the pelvis connected in the front, even when your hands go behind you. Pull on the towel, and then go to the right. Pull on the towel. 4 more. Pull when you're forward. Pull when you're left. Pull when you're behind. Pull when you're off to the side. And 3. Forward. Keep the ribs and pelvis connected in the front, especially now. Back and side. 2 more times. Forward, left, do a little pulse. Back, do a little pulse. Side, 1 more time. Forward, over, behind you, and side. Let's reverse it. So start in front, this time head to the right. Again, when your towel's behind you, keep the connection, ribs, pelvis in the front. And left, again, forward, pull, right, pull, behind you, pull, and left. 3 more times. If your pelvis was a bowl, maybe like a bowl of salsa, don't let it spill. Don't spill on your knees. The abs are engaging and lifting the front of the pelvis up. Over. 2 more. Forward, right, behind, and left. One more set. Pull forward, over to the right. Don't spill any salsa as you go behind you, and left. Perfect. From here, we are done with the towel. We're going to do the thigh stretch. So fingers come and touch the front of the pelvis to, again, make sure you're connecting ribs and pelvis. Strong abdominal activation. You'll hinge back. It's called a thigh stretch. If you keep your abs engaged, the length change, you're going to lengthen through your quads to send yourself back and up. Use your fingers to detect, are your abs elongating? Keep them connecting as you head back and up. 3 more. Ribs and pelvis connect. The opposite of that would be separate. So instead, keep them connected. That takes abs. And up. 2 more times. Head back, back, back. And up. 1 more time. So strong abdominal activation, and then the elongation comes through your quads. And up. From here, we're going to leave the towel for a moment and do the first variation of an exercise called can-can. So your hands are behind you. Let's have fingertips pointing towards your toes. And then, like we did a moment ago, you're going to roll back so you're laying on the back pockets of your jeans, the back of your pelvis. Stand enough in your arms so that you can rotate your pelvis. Turn the fly of your jeans and your pelvis towards the left. Turn your pelvis towards the right. Your toes are touching the floor. Your heels are lifted. Go back to the left, and then the top leg, that right leg, is going to elongate. And then go the other way. Pivot to the right. Pivot to the left. Pivot to the right, and then the top leg, the left leg, elongates. 3 more sets. Left, turn right. And as you reach out the right leg, keep some abdominal activation. It's still your front body. Don't let your back take over. Go back. 2, 3. Keep your low back rounded. It's a lot of abs. Send your left leg long. 4 more. Turn left. Turn right. Turn left. Reach the top leg. And again, head right. Head left. Head right. And then reach the top leg. 2 more sets. 1, 2, 3. Reach the top leg. Final set. 1, 2, 3, and then reach the top leg. Excellent. From here, let's grab the hand weights. Get your big towel again and put it in that same orientation so it's underneath the front of the ankles. And then grab your hand weights to come up. So with your hips up high, you're going to close your elbows and open. It would be easy to make this about the hands. Instead, make it about the elbows, closing and open. 3 more. Same thing, don't spill any salsa. Engage through your abs to lift the front of the pelvis up. 4, so the front of your pelvis and the front of your ribs are connecting. 5. From here, come down about 1/3 of the way and then do it again. Open your elbows and close. 1, 2, still centering ribs and pelvis. 3, 4, 5, and then come down the last 1/3 of the way and do 5 more. Close, open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. Okay, set the weights aside. This is a front body opening. So similar to the very first exercise we did, I'll give you the side view. Maybe hands go to the back of the pelvis. The back of the pelvis drops, the front lifts. Lift your belly towards the ceiling, your chest, your heart, your throat, your chin. So your whole front body is open. And then come back upright. So you're at the resting length in your front. And again, the back of the pelvis drops, belly lifts, and then lift up your belly button towards the ceiling, chest, heart, throat, chin, and upright. 3 more. Back of the pelvis drops, front lifts. Keep going up, belly, chest, heart, throat, chin. Fight to keep some abs so that hopefully your low back is elongating. Back of the pelvis drops, And so it's more superficial. It's almost like the skin on the front of your body is getting pulled up towards the ceiling. And upright, one more time. Back of the pelvis drops, front lifts, and then pull the front body up, belly button lifts to the ceiling, chest, heart, throat, chin. And then you can come upright. From here, we're going to come back and repeat the can-can, but this time it's with 2 legs reaching. So again, hands are behind you, fingertips pointing towards the toes. Lift your heels off so you're perched on your back pockets. From here, turn your hips and fly your jeans left, right, left. Again, keep some abs. It's both legs now. Both legs reach out. The control's coming from your front, your abdominals. Go right, left, right again. Knit through the front so that your low back is lengthening. Go left, right, and then reach both legs. Go right, left, right, and again, both legs. 4 more. Head left, right, left, and then both. And then go right. Keep the control through the front so your low back is lengthening versus efforting, lengthening. The effort's coming from your front body. 1 more set. Left, right, left. Both legs reach out. Final 1. Right. Turn your hips left. Turn your hips right. And then both legs out. Well done. From here, our last one. Go back to the fronts of your ankles on the big towel. These are called rainbows. Grab your hand weights. We'll do 8 sets. You're going to come upright. Arms will reach forward to go over your head. Arm arc, and then it's an arm circle to send your arms off to the sides. And then reverse it. So start with the circling. They go to the sides. Here's the important part. Keep your posture as you lower your arms down. Let's do it again. Up. How you doing on your pelvis? Try not to spill any salsa as your arms open. Side and up. Try not to spill any salsa as you head down. 3rd set. Up. Open. Open. Keep your posture forward. And 4. Up. Open. Open. And forward. You got it. 5. Open. Up. And forward, and 6, open, and forward. Keep your posture, keep it, keep it, keep it. 2 more sets. 7, front of the pelvis is lifting, arms up, and forward. 1 more time. Up, open, and forward. From here, let's set the weights aside. And we're going to put together the sit back, curl up, thigh stretch, front body opening. So maybe start with your hands at the back of your pelvis. You already did this. The sit back, curl up, get that sequential movement, low spine, mid spine, upper spine. If you like, touch your abs. Keep ribs and pelvis connecting as you hinge back at your thighs, and then do the front body wave. It's probably a small little movement to come upright. Do again. Sit back. Curl up. Keep knitting together abdominally as you hinge back. The motion's more in your lower quads above your knees, and then do the front body wave. Up, 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 throat, heart, chin, up. I said that in the wrong sequence, but that's okay. Sit back, curl up. From here, the thigh stretch. Keep your abs, but hinge at your knees, and now lift your belly, chest, heart, throat, chin, and upright. 2 more. Sit back. Curl up. Keep the abdominal connection as you hinge back, and then from here, still with strong abs, but wave up the front, belly, chest, heart, throat, chin, upright. 1 more time. Sit back. Curl up. Keep connecting to the front as you hinge, and then from here, wave up, belly, chest, heart, throat, chin, and upright. From here, you can set the big towel aside for a moment. Let's do hip circles. So similar to the can-can, fingertips again, pointing towards your toes, but now you're gonna roll back. Maybe even your low back is closer to the ground as your feet are up in the air. Still trying to work it through your abdominals Do 5 circles. Go 5 one way. 5. This can tend to overload the front of the hips. That's where the front pockets of your jeans would be. 3, try to work up higher so it's more from your abdominal region, which is a little bit higher up than your hips. And 5. And then go the other way. So this is coming from almost where like your belly button is, as opposed to where the front pockets of your jeans would be. And 3, so working higher up. And 4, using your core to control this motion, your abdominal core. One more time. And 5. Perfect. From here, I recommend sliding off of your mat. So you're on the floor. It's a butt swish. Your feet are forward like they're maybe the feet on a tail on a mermaid. Sweep your feet off to the right. Your hands are gonna go in front. It's like a push-up towards the left. And then the opposite, sweep your feet towards the left. You roll your chest towards the floor like a push-up with your hands right. Swivel again, and the trick is to move as a unit. It's not pieces and parts. Your legs go left, your trunk goes right, and then land into your hands. Legs go right, trunk goes left, and down. And down. 2 more sets. That's 4 more total. Swivel your legs to the left, land into your hands. Swivel your legs to the right, land in your hands. Swivel your legs to the left, land in your hands. Well done. From here, let's come back onto the mat. And we're going to repeat our plank variation. This time, you can stick with what we did before, or we'll add like a butt kicker with one leg. So, meet me again in the down dog. Or inverted V, still thinking ribs and pelvis are centered, so you maintain a lengthened low back. And then do 3 little bounces. 1, 2, 3. This time as you stretch your legs to straight, let's do left heel. Bend your knees so your left heel comes to your butt. And do it again. Bounce. 2, 3. Do it the same, but it's the right leg. Rises up. Right heel to booty. 2, 2, 3. Straighten your legs. Left heel to booty. And bounce. 2, 3. Right heel to booty. 2 more sets. That's 4 more total. And then left leg bends. Bounce. 2, 3. And then the right leg bends. 1 more set. 2, 3. Left leg bends. Bounce. 2, 3. The right leg bends. From here, walk your hands to your feet, or your feet to your hands, and we're going to roll up. My favorite orientation is hands at the back of the pelvis to lend to the sequencing to help roll up. From here, grab your hand towel, and we're going to do another arm exercise. Just to clarify, we'll do a couple of arm positions. The first one I'll just demo real quick. Your palms face down. The second one palm, the right one in this case, is going to face up. The third, both palms are going to face up. And then the fourth, one palm is down, it'll be the right palm down. That's the sneak preview. We're going to gradually walk forward while we do these motions. So meet me stepped back. Both palms are facing towards the floor and your right leg is forward. Turn your trunk and your towel, like your chest and your towel, to the right and do a pull. Now your left leg comes forward. You'll turn towards the left, towards it, and do another pull. Now the right palm turns to the ceiling. Step your right foot forward, turn to the right, do a pull. Step your left foot forward, do a pull. Now both palms to the ceiling, turn to the right, do a pull, turn to the left, do a pull, and now your right palm faces down, turn to the right, do a pull, turn to the left, do a pull. Now both palms will face down. We're going to start turn to the left. So your left, do a pull, step backwards this time, turn to the right, do a pull. Now it's your left palm, turn it to the ceiling, step back with the right leg, you turn left, do a pull, Step back with the left leg, turn right, do a pull. Now both palms face the ceiling. Step back with the right, turn to the left, do a pull. And pull, and now the left palm faces down. Step back with the right leg, turn to the left, do a pull. Step back with the left leg, turn right, do a pull. Let's do that whole thing again. So both palms are face down. Right leg is forward. Turn towards the right, pull. Step your left leg forward, turn to the left, pull. Turn your right palm to the ceiling, turn right, pull. Step and turn left, pull. Both palms up, turn to the right, pull. Turn to the left, pull. Turn your right palm down, step to the right, pull. Step to the left, pull. Keep your left leg forward, both palms are facing down. Turn to the left, do a pull. You step your left leg back, turn to the right and pull. Left palm to the ceiling. Step your right leg back, turn to the left, pull. Step your left leg back, turn to the right, pull. Now both palms face the ceiling. Step back with the right, turn left, pull, step back, pull. And now it's the left palm facing down. Step your right leg back, turn to the left and pull. Step the left leg back, turn to the right and pull. Perfect. From here, we're done with that hand towel. Get your bigger towel. And this is a little bit bouncy, so I recommend making your way over to a wall. This exercise really challenges the connection of the ribs and the pelvis in the front. So it's a fairly small movement in order to focus on that. Let's start, we'll put the towel around the left foot. So put it around your left ankle. And if you need, grab onto the wall or not. And then you want to hold onto the towel with one hand or both hands so that it's supporting the left leg. So you're going to send your left leg forward and then keep the connection ribs to pelvis as you send the left leg back. Don't spill any salsa. Do it again. Head forward. Keep the connection ribs to pelvis as you send the leg back. It's not that big of a leg movement. It's a lot more about organizing through the trunk. And 3. And back. That's it. 4. Connect rib to pelvis. And back. Ribs. 5. And back. Yep. 6. Connect ribs to pelvis. Back. 2 more. 7. And back. 1 more time. And it should give you some effort in your hamstrings, your glutes, the backs of your legs. Let's change sides. So put the towel around your right ankle. Hold on to it with one hand or both hands. Of course, use a wall to help balance. And then from here, start it again. Send the right leg forward. Keeping the connection, ribs to pelvis, even as you migrate the leg back. The trick is to keep the effort low so it's in the backs of the legs as well as abs. The tendency could be to move too big and then have your low back produce the movement. You still want your low back to be lengthened. The work on the level of the trunk is definitely coming from the front body. And 4, send the leg forward. And again, keep connecting abs, abs, abs as you head back. 5. Keep the low back lengthened. It's a lot of abs, even as you send the leg back. 6. 2 more. 7. Once more. And 8. Good job. Let's go back to the first leg, that left leg. Now, we're going to do circles. 5 circles in each direction. Balance using the wall or not. Keep the abdominal connection. Send the left leg forward, around, and back. That's it. And the towel's just assisting a little bit around and back. But the effort, again, is the back of the leg, the back of the left leg, upper thigh, that's glutes, hamstrings, as well as abdominals. And 4. 1 more time in that direction. And 5. And then let's reverse it. So sending the leg back and then circling around and forward. 5. Back and then circling around and forward. 4. And 3. That's it. And 2. 1 more time. and 1. Perfect. Let's switch to the other foot. So the right foot's in the towel. And maybe hold on with the left hand to the towel so that the right hand can go to the wall if you need a little balancing aid. And then from here, it's the circling. So sending the right leg forward, around and back. Don't spill any salsa. And 2. So the abdominals are engaging, but also lifting upward to help keep the front of the pelvis up. 3. And around. 2 more. 4. And around. 1 more time. And around. And then let's reverse it. So sending your leg back first. That's a little harder. Around and forward. Try to fight to make sure it's not your low back producing the movement. Drop it, that effort lower so it's the back of the leg. 3, as well as abdominals. And 4, and around. 1 more time. 5, and around. Perfect. Let's set that towel aside and do another roll down into a plank. So hands can go to the back of the pelvis, nod your chin in, start to roll over and forward. And then walk out, not into a plank, but back into the inverted V or down dog. You can stick with either of the 2 versions we did previously, or I'm gonna demo a little hop. So it's 3 bounces and a hop. Let's do 8 of them. Bounce, 2, 3, and then a little hop. 2, 2, 3, little hop. It's a soft landing. 2, 3, little hop, soft land. 4, 3, hop. Right. 5, hop. 6, hop. 7, hop. 1 more. 8, hop. From here, walk hands to the feet or feet to the hands. Hands can go to, again, the back of the pelvis if you like, to lend to the sequencing to help you roll your way up. And then let's grab the big towel again. So now you're going to stand onto the towel with your right foot and then grab a corner of the towel with your right hand. And then your left leg is going to be stepped behind, so it's like a reverse lunge with the left leg behind a bit. Yes, and then from here, we'll pull on the towel. Check your right wrist, make sure it's straight, center your pelvis, and then pull on the towel 5 times. It's gonna work the top of your arm, top of your shoulder, top of your arm. 3, 4, 5. Again, you want the control to be coming from your front body. Touch your left knee onto your left hand. Strike a little balance, and then come out. Let's do it again. Pull. Front of the ribs, front of the pelvis connecting. 3, 4, 5. Again, keep the front initiation and control as you find a little balance. And 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then strike a balance. And 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pelvic floor, deep abdominal muscles helping to hold you up. And 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pelvic floor, deep abdominals helping to hold you up. Let's do it once more. 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. Front body. So you strike a little balance. Great, let's do that on the other side. So left hand holds the corner of the towel, left foot stands on the towel, and then have the right leg behind. Go for a really straight left wrist, and then do again. 5 pulls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The front control creates the control. Strike a little balance. Right hand to knee. Hover there just a moment to make sure you're really good in control. And again, 1, 2, probably top of the shoulder, top of the arm. How you doing? Are you still in salsa? 4, 5, and then again, hand to knee. Take a little balance. And 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then balance. That's it. 3 more sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then balance. 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then balance. I lost count. Let's do 2 more. That might be too many, but oh well. 2, 3, check your wrist. Is it straight? 4, 5, and then strike a balance. 1 more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then strike a balance. Perfect. We're going to go back to the first side. So right hand is holding the corner. The difference now is that your left foot's going to stand on the towel, and then the right leg comes forward. So your left foot's on the towel, your right hand's holding the towel, and your right leg is forward. It's a similar pull though that we did before. Pull up on that right arm. 2, we're doing 6 of these. 5 pulls, but 6 sets. 3, 4, 5. Now here it's a little balance. Lift your right foot up, try to clear the towel, reach your foot behind you. You might be able to grab your big toe, maybe, maybe not, and then head back down. 5 more sets. Pull up. 1, how are you doing on your pelvis? Try not to spill. 3, 4, 5, lift your right foot over the towel, reach it behind you, and maybe you can grab your big toe. And 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but if you can't grab your big toe, no problem. Still try to balance in that sort of flamingo position. Do it with integrity. And 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, up. Reach the leg behind. Grab it or not. 5, straight wrist. 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, strike a balance. 1 more time. 6, when your leg's behind you. 3, 4, 5. You don't want to spill any salsa. Engage through your abs to keep the front of the pelvis lifted, even though your leg is reaching behind you. That's pretty hard. Let's change sides. So, your left hand holds onto the towel. Now it's your right foot standing onto it. So right foot, left hand, and then the left leg is in front. Check in with your wrist, make sure it's straight, and then do 5 pulls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the left leg lifts up. It's going to reach behind, either balance or try to grab your big toe and balance. One side's usually easier than the other. I'm on my easier side now, maybe you too. 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't spill any salsa. So you lift up the left foot, reach it behind, either balance without holding the toe or grab your big toe. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift the foot off, step over the towel, and then reach behind. You got it. And 4, 1, straighten your wrist, check in, look at it, you can see it here. 4, 5, again, lift, and reach the leg behind. 2 more. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift the left leg over the towel, and then grab it. Once more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift up, left leg, and maybe grab it behind you. Perfect. Set the towel aside. We're on the home stretch now. Let's do another roll down and another one of the planks. So curl forward and down sequentially. You're going to walk your hands over, out, so you're back into the inverted V or the downward facing dog. Let me just demo real quick. You're going to want to eyeball this because it's pretty specific. It's the 3 bounces like you already did. And then you roll over your toes. You go forward so the front of your ankle's towards the floor, and then back. That's the variation. You can always default to any of the previous ones though. If this doesn't agree with you, let's do 8 of them. Bounce, 2, 3, roll over your toes, front of the ankle. 2, 2, 3, land on the front of the ankle and bounce off. 3, 2, 3, elastic front of the leg. 4, 2, 3, bounce. 5, 2, 3, bounce. 6, 2, 3, bounce. 2 more. 7, 2, 3, bounce. 1 more. 8, 2, 3, bounce. Good job. From here, step your feet forward. This is the final set. Let's do a lunge. Why don't we keep the left leg forward and step the right leg back? So it's like a classical lunge. You're laying with your chest over the left leg. The right leg's behind you and it's straight. From here, first it's a stretch, 5 times. Straighten the left leg and then bend. Pretend somebody's grabbing the back of your pelvis, like your hips, and pulling you backwards. Let that lift through the pelvis. Invite your left leg to straight and then forward. You probably feel it in your calf or your hamstring, maybe the back of your pelvis or your low back. There on the left leg. 3, 2 more. And 4, and down. One more time. 5. From here, you're going to do arm circles. The right arm is going to lead. So as you bend your forward leg, send the right arm forward. And then as you straighten the forward leg, send your arm back. Oh my gosh, I did that wrong. It's not the right arm. Let's start it again. It's the left arm. So the foot that's forward, that's the arm that's forward. Let's start it again. So bend the left leg, and as you do, your left arm goes forward. And then as you straighten the left leg, you're going to turn away from the camera, complete the circle with your left arm. Bend the left leg and arm goes forward. As your leg bends, turn away from the camera, circle the left arm. And 3, forward, straighten the left leg, turn your torso to the left as you do the arm circle. 4, straighten the front leg, turn away from the camera as you do the arm circle. One more time. 5, and around. From here, let's reverse it. So this time as the left leg is straightening, the left arm's going to reach back. You reverse the circle. Go over the top, and as you bend the left leg, your left arm goes over the top. 2, straightening the left leg, your arm circles back. As you bend the left leg, your arm goes over the top. 3, turn towards the left, send your arm over the top. And 4, so your torso turns, the front of your chest turns towards the left. One more. 5. If this feels too much of a challenge on your flexibility, which it might, you can do it with your hands up on yoga blocks or on a coffee table. I should have said that sooner. Let's do a bend of the left leg to send the right leg forward. And just 5 more of the knee bend and stretches. Bend, stretch, 2, stretch, 3, stretch, 2 more, 4, stretch, 1 more, 5. And then let's do the other side. So bend to the right leg. We'll send the left leg back. Let me set you up with variations now. Your hands can be elevated on yoga blocks, coffee table, a step, like if you're next to your staircase, to make this a little more generous in terms of the flexibility. So from here, the right leg is bent. You're going to straighten the right leg. Pelvis lifts back, and that straightens the right leg, and then bend forward. Do it again. Straighten that right leg, and forward. 3, and forward. 2 more. Straighten the right leg. 4, and forward. 1 more. 5, and forward. Okay, since it's the right foot forward, your right arm is going to be the one that circles. Let's bend the right leg and send the arm forward. Straighten the right leg. Turn towards the camera as you complete that arm circle. Bend the right leg as your arm goes forward. Straighten the right leg. Turn your torso towards the camera as you complete the right arm circle. And 3. I feel this a lot in my right butt. Maybe you too. And around. 2 more in that direction. 4. And around. Turn your chest towards the camera. 1 more. 5. And around. From here, we're going to reverse the circle. So with your right leg straightening, send the right arm back, turn your chest towards the right, that's towards the camera, and then bend the right leg as your arm goes over the top. Straighten the forward leg as you head back, over, bend the forward leg as you go over the top. 3, over, bend the right leg as you go over the top. 2 more. 4, back, over, and forward. 1 more time. Back, over, and forward. Now, keep the right leg forward. Send your left foot forward also to meet it. And then let's do 5 more of the leg stretches. So bend your knees and stretch. You can relax through your neck. Let your head really be tractioned via gravity. 2, 3, 2 more. 4, 1 more time. 5. And then from here, we're stepping back into 1 more inverted V down dog. This last variation of the plank is a combo. Let's do 6 sets. So it's a 3 bounce hop, and then the 3 bounce roll over the front of your ankles. So we're putting the 2 variations together. Here we go. Bounce, 2, 3, oh, I messed it up, hop. Bounce, 2, 3, roll over the front of the ankles. 2, 2, 3, hop. Bounce, 2, 3, roll over the front of the ankles. 6, 3, 2, 3, hop. Remember, soft landing, roll over the ankles. 4, 2, 3, hop. Bounce, 3 over the front of the ankles. 5, 2, 3, hop. 2, 3, front of the ankles. 1 more. 2, 3, hop. 2, 3, front of the ankles. We made it. Walk the hands towards the feet or the feet towards the hands. Again, hands go to the back of the pelvis to help roll up sequentially. Upper back, neck, head, stack up towards vertical. And then from here, let's just finish with some elbow circles. So, fingertips will touch the shoulders. Send your elbows forward and up towards the ceiling. This moment when your elbows are to the ceiling, that's a big stretch from your elbows down your arms, down your sides. So it's a big side stretch. And then around and forward. 2, keep the pelvis centered. Don't spill any salsa on your toes. 3, when your elbows are up, that's the maximum stretch to your sides. And around. 2 more. When your elbows are up, that's the big side stretch. And around. 1 more time in that direction. Keep the ribs and pelvis connecting. And around. Let's do 5 the other way. So pointing your elbows back. Go up over the top. Again, here's that big side stretch. Right side, left side. And then you yield out of it when your elbows drop. Back, the higher and higher and higher your elbows lift, the more you open up through your sides and down. How are you doing on your pelvis? Try not to spill any salsa. 3, and down. 2 more. 4, up, over. Here's the maximum side stretch. Those are your lateral lines. And down. 1 more. Up, up, up. And down. We made it. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope the rest of your day is better on account of what we just did. Amy Baker with Body Logic Pilates.